Hi guys, I'm Chris Lake and I'm here in the Rising Music Studios in Los Angeles, and I'm here to tell you why I love my Focal Twin 6Bs. So I've been producing for a long time and I've gone through quite a lot of monitor speakers, but I finally think that I have found a pair that I feel really, really comfortable with all the time. I feel I'm able to mix on and I'm able to trust what I'm hearing, and in the belief that the sound that I'm hearing out of here is going to translate on other speakers in clubs and laptops, you know, iPhone speakers, all of this stuff. You know, the way that most people listen to music now, and it's very important to be able to trust your speakers. So I've chosen the Focal 6B, the Focal Twin 6Bs. I got them about a year ago, and I just absolutely love them. I can sit here and listen to them for, I can do 12, 14-hour sessions. I can't say I love doing 12, 14-hour sessions, 12 or 14-hour sessions, but I don't feel like my ears are fatigued, and I can listen. I can listen at low levels. I can listen at you know, really loud levels. I also run it with a sub. I can't even remember what the name of the sub is, but it's down there, and it causes problems for the guy that works downstairs. So it's quite fun, and yeah, I also it chucks out quite a lot of bass, and I also know when I'm making a really good track that's got the perfect amount of sub, because there's a light fitting up there that starts shaking and flickering. As soon as I see the flicker, I'm like, done. So these aren't the only speakers that I've tried in this room, and you know, I've had other pairs in the past that I've really enjoyed. I mean, I've done past features on Future Music, and I've used JBLs with room correction. I've used the small General X, the 8030s. I've had a lot of different ones. The last studio that I had in London, that we never did a feature on, I had some 8260As. So they're quite big, quite large General X three-way, right? Three-way speakers. I brought them over here, and I love the sound of them, but they were just a bit too big. They were a bit too powerful. It just felt a bit much, and they were kind of imposing in this size of room. This is quite a small room, so this seemed like a better fit, you know, for many reasons. And you know, I do miss the General X in a way from my last room, but for this room and for the way that I'm working now, these Focals are absolutely brilliant, and I get a lot of people asking about, you know, what they're called and how much they cost and where they can buy them. So it's you know, I'm not the only one that likes them. Anyone that comes in here is always asking what I'm using. So I decided in this room that I'd go for a twin monitor setup, and along with the Focal Twin 6Bs, I chose the Avantone Mix Cubes. And I first used these in a studio in Las Vegas a few months ago, and they were the only speakers that were available there, and I loved them because they sounded so bad, and it's it's a completely different audible experience compared to the Focals, because the Focals are so detailed and they're so rich, and you know, sometimes with speakers that sounds, you know, they're high-end speakers. Sometimes you know, sometimes everything sounds good unless you know the speakers that well. It's really, really nice to listen to things on the Avantone, because that gives you a bit more of a true representation of what it's going to sound like on the most of the speakers that you're going to hear every day, like your iPhone, like in an elevator, like in a store. You know, kind of poor sounding speakers, brittle sounding speakers, and that's why I use the Avantone. So I'm constantly ABing, and I use the Apogee Quartet. It has a couple of outputs, and just switch between the outputs and do the A/B comparison. It's really, really good. I know some people aren't able to have twin monitor setups for space or for cost, but if you can do it, it's fantastic. Or you know, I've got friends that you don't even have to spend that much money on Avantone mix cubes. You can just go and get a really, really, really cheap pair of monitor speakers from PC World or you know, whatever the equivalent is in America, and just you know, compare your mixes to that, because that's what people are going to be listening to. My third set of speakers are the ones on the laptop, because they're equally as terrible, and you're still going to get a lot of people that are listening to things through there. I test how my kick on my dance tracks come through, and I test the level of the vocal as well. It's just really good for the mix on vocals in your dance tracks, because the vocals will really pop out in these speakers. So it's fantastic. Just try mixing up your speakers, and if you've got gear envy, I guess go and take out a loan and go and buy some of these.